Howdy folks, welcome back to another Bad 66 Chevelle video here. I got our head off our block here and I've solved the issue. Look at our head gasket here. That was the problem. It's blowed out on the side. I've never seen anything like it. That is really strange. So I'd like to know what would cause that. Now I did all this up here. I did that, but this part I didn't do. So it actually blowed out that way. So at least now I have solved the issue. That's what I was hearing, is the compression was on this cylinder here and it was blowing out. Every time it would put that piston at top dead center, it would do ch-ch-ch-ch-ch. That's what that was. I thought it was like a crack in the head or something, but it's crazy. But it was blowed out on the side like that. Just like that. Actually more like that. Bent the gasket a little bit, but you're missing about that much. Either way, y'all get the picture. It's still a lot. So it is blowing it straight out that way. So that solves that issue. And if we look at our head, and I thought our head was cracked or something, but no. And this is where it obviously was blowed out, because it went pew. And you can tell if you really look at it, there's no gasket between here and here at all. It's just blowing straight out that way. So that's crazy, but I've never seen that. These are, I finally figured out what heads these are. These are D80E heads. There's our cast number right down here. These are D80 heads, and all these are the bigger combustion chambers. But this, something else that's interesting on this motor, now that I really actually looked at it, is I'm not sure if it's actually the original motor or not, but this motor's been bored 30 over. You look on our piston, yep, there it is, 030. So this motor's been bored 30 over. So it's definitely been apart. I didn't think it ever been out, to be honest. But that's where our issue was, though, for sure. So hopefully I might get lucky. So it has definitely had some issues for sure. There it is. Right on the block down here, there's no head gasket to be found at all. It is blowing right out of the cylinder, and that makes sense because that's where it was. It was blowing out. Psh, 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 psh. That's where it was. It's crazy. But that issue is now solved. So we figured that out now. So our block is more than likely, it's probably okay. And our head may be okay too. I'm half tempted to, if I can drop the oil pan on this thing and get all this trash and water and everything out of it, I'm half tempted just to take and, cause I'll pull this other head off too. We'll check this side as well, because this side was fine. This was the side that was actually blowed out. But I'm going to take and clean these heads up real good. And, I mean, I'll probably end up just taking and throwing a set of head gaskets on it and letting it ride. But that's very interesting, though. It's been bored 30 over. So, more than likely, our crank's probably been turned, too. But I'm not sure if it's a reman motor or not. I have no idea. But that's interesting though. And I don't think the head bolts felt like, most of them felt like they were torqued somewhat close. A few of them didn't quite feel right, but the intake gaskets, or not the intake gaskets, but the intake bolts was definitely loose. But so actually it was two different things that were going on. The intake was seeping internally and letting water loose internally, as well as we had a blowed head gasket that was blowing compression out. So had two different things going on. Looks like we got a couple of lobes on the cam and probably wiped out, but I hate to see what the bearings look like in this thing. But I mean, if I could make it last a little while, you know, I'm gonna take and I might just take and throw a set of, either throw a different set of heads on it, or I'll just take and let it ride. And something else I was looking at, which is strange, because I was looking at this head, is on these exhaust valves, the tips pull off. Is that normal? All the exhaust tips are pulling off. I guess the height's different or something. I'm not sure. I didn't know they made them like that. That's strange. But yeah, that's definitely our culprit right there. I was thinking the worst case scenario. I was looking at this head gasket too. I mean, they had it on right. Because there's the front right there. Got front written right there. So, I mean, they had it on right. But it is blowed out. I have to figure out what would make it do that. It's weird. Never seen it do it. I've always seen them, anytime the head gasket blows, it's always usually in between cylinders. And it's usually in the middle of the head too, because most of the heat sits in the middle. But it's crazy. It's strange. It's a good and bad thing. It's good because this motor's is savable for sure, probably, if it didn't screw up the crank too much. But being already 30 over, I mean, it's not really worth sinking a pile of money into. But supposedly you can't bore these motors, but I think maybe 40 over at the most. But I really don't know. But anyway, that's where we're at here. So that was definitely our culprit. I have another update here. I'm going to pull this other head off, and then we'll show that side too. That side, when it was running, seemed fine. But of course, doesn't mean nothing. It still could have a, you know, blade head gasket or something. But we shall find out. Thank y'all for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.